Welcome Spartans to the Podcast Evolved Book Club. I am your host Aaron, and with me this week we've got David.
Hello everybody.
And we've got Krysta.
Hi.
And this week we are talking about another Tales from Slipspace story, specifically Hunting Party.
Ooh.
I like that enthusiasm. So let's cover some of the details first. This story is written by Jonathan Goff, and it's drawn by Simon Roy. This is, of course, from Tales from Slipspace, which is published by Dark Horse. It's available in hardcover and digital, and it came out the 25th of October 2016 digital and the 29th of November 2016 as print. There's not too much warm-up to tell about this story, really. There's no specific dates or anything as far as we can tell. So I suppose we'll just we dive into this very quickly.
Go for it.
Yep.
It kind of starts off with a little what is the word I'm looking for this
I don't know.
monologue?
Narration?
Would that be it? Monologue, narration?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 5 images of some elites being badasses.
Well, I think it's just showing the state of the Covenant right now. I think it is.
So yeah, they're Covenant being badasses, and we know from Silent Storm that the Silent Shadow are like revered as a badass group of Covenant, although we also know from John slaughtering one of them that they're not as badass as they think they are.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad. So you have these Silent Storm, and they have made their way onto a captured Covenant warship called Elegies Lament, I think.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
And we see from the panels that it's a brute captured ship, specifically a banished captured ship, because they all have that sort of very familiar banished armor.
That red accented everywhere. Everything's red.
They seem to be working on a ghost in the opening image, which is something I don't ever think about, is brutes doing like DIY.
They're brutifying it.
Yeah, they're probably strapping on
They're
all
putting
the
some
spiky
human
bits.
skulls and viscera all over it.
Probably. We go through this at the start, and it's the elites talking about how they're going to basically just bring the righteousness to the brutes, and the camouflage cloaked elites slaughter the brutes in the hangar bay, which is very similar to Silent Storm as well.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of the reverse of the Spartans, and they're in that nice full elite body armor that I kind of like, because it's very Spartan-esque.
It's cool.
The full vacuum armor. They go through the ship, they slaughter some of the brutes, and then they come to the control room. And by the way, up until this stage, I like that the brutes are just represented, their language as little symbols.
The Covenant symbols.
Yeah, we don't know what they're saying yet. And then we see a very familiar face-painted brute, who is Atriox. And then we realise that he's on the ship, and he has a nice little badass line. I like the disclaimer in the corner, translated from basic Sangheili.
yeah. So he can actually speak some Sangheili.
Yeah, and he gets this little sort of like intro where it just starts with sniff, sniff, and then he basically tells the elites, like, come out of hiding, I can smell your cloaks.
Which is pretty badass.
Yeah, he always seems very badass in all of these.
Always very well composed. Always in control.
Yes, he's definitely not the average brute, because even when the elites decloak, all of his brutes behind him go to attack, and he waves them off, and then he like strides up and has a long conversation with them, where the gist of the conversation is basically, we could fight, I could kill you all, but I'd really prefer not to, because we should all be on the same side, because this is taking place after, or there's no date, so we can't be sure, but it's either during the Great Schism or shortly after.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the Covenant has fallen, and these elites from the Silent Shadow are out on, well, the leader in particular is out on like a revenge quest.
As you can
Yeah,
imagine.
he wants to kill all of the, like, brutes that were involved in the schism and killed all the counselors and stuff.
But anyway, he has this exchange back and forth with Atriox, and there's one panel where Atriox is sort of like continuing to tell them we could work together, not as master and slaves, but as true warriors side by side and things like this. And
Yeah,
then
as
there's a little
equals,
panel in the
kinda.
corner of us all his other brutes sort of looking a bit unsure about the whole thing. Some of them look a bit nervous and some of them look a bit panicked, and then the elites start to question things among themselves.
Which is a cool moment.
One of them says, like, the Covenant is broken. Our leaders torn between old ways and human weakness, there is value in the brute's offer, and it's like, this is the moment where shit starts to go wrong for this Silent Shadow leader.
Yeah, definitely.
Because mutiny is in the air.
Ooh. I didn't think they'd do it.
I didn't think they'd do it either.
But they kind of justify it as, like, it's not betrayal, it's putting him out of his misery because he just can't let go and there's no honour in vengeance.
Which is a very weird thing because elites are all about this. They're ingrained in our culture, and you could see this guy's quest for vengeance will obviously, like, burn him out and ultimately kill them all. So I can understand why they would say, like, voice their concerns, but not actually murder him from behind.
Which is super dishonorable. They would, like, challenge him to a duel or something.
I don't know, I kind of feel like there's something in elite code of conduct about pointless revenge being not honourable.
There probably is, but at the same time, killing him from behind? I don't know. I expected maybe they would let him attack just on his own and he'd just get murdered by Atriox. Is more or less what I was expecting to happen. They wouldn't back him up and let him kind of kill himself.
Instead, the three of them just stabbed him in the back.
Yeah, that's fucking hardcore, man.
He just gets taken out, and where do they say it here? It's just like, sorry, brother, there are new paths opening before us. Your grip on old hatred is commendable, but no longer the way forward.
Which is very progressive for elites.
Well, also, we don't know how long the Covenant has fallen, because without the Covenant, these guys have nothing to do except to indulge in revenge quests.
That's probably part of it, and that maybe it's been a lot longer than maybe we're entirely certain that the Covenant have been dead, like, or been broken.
So maybe they feel too aimless in this revenge quest, and Atriox is offering them something worthwhile.
Yeah, something they can get behind.
So the final scene of it is everyone standing side by side around Atriox, sitting in the command chair.
He's looking very smug.
Yeah, he's just like, I can offer no honour, for it holds no weight beyond sentiment, which is kind of funny to see the elites totally go for that.
Yeah.
But this is kind of cool because this is, as I said, we don't know the dates, but we've seen Atriox do this before, talk his way into getting elites to join him, and it's been pretty cool. So he did it with a shipmaster, which I'm presuming is probably after this.
Yeah, I don't think
so.
he has by the time he got the big carrier, he went straight to the Ark. This had to be in the run-up to that. It is cool. I do like Atriox. I think Atriox needs a novel at this stage or something. I know they've kind of covered his story, but I would like a nice chunky novel to get stuck into to really build his character up.
I think it's interesting how this kind of explains why they're elites with him, because, like, from what we know about Halo, the brutes and the elites hate each other, so it didn't make a lot of sense for Atriox to be with elites in all the cutscenes we see him in. Yeah. So it's nice that this has an explanation.
Yeah, it's just like, normally they consider each other quite dishonourable, or, well, elites consider the brutes quite dishonourable, and I suppose, to be fair, normally the brutes are. I think they say at the start somewhere, the Silent Shadow guy says, I have no fondness for humans, but the term brutes they use to describe the Jirlana is... Yeah. They call them beasts as well, but Atriox is just like a different breed of brute.
Yeah,
in a big way, which I love.
Overall thoughts? It's quite short. It's just straight and to the point.
The art is very nice.
Art is lovely. It's clear. It's distinct. It's obvious who the characters are. Atriox is very foreboding looking. He's got a creepy ass smile. He looks cool. His armor is pretty cool. I mean, it is slick. I like it a lot.
The face paint and the braided beard really helps set him apart.
Yeah, it does.
Alright, we're all quite positive on this one.
Yeah, it's a winner.
Yeah.
I think this is our shortest book club yet.
I know.
Yeah, that's true. But it's a short comic. I mean, it's got a cool story. It came out, I'm not sure, was it 2016 that we said?
2016.
So this was kind of a pre-Halo Wars game, or book even. So it kind of was cool to set up Atriox that way.
Yeah, there isn't a big pile to talk about, I suppose, with it. It doesn't really seem to tie into too much, other than just it's a little more Atriox backstory to go with what is his 5-arc comic series called?
Rise of Atriox.
Rise of Atriox. Next up we will
more
have
of that.
The Dark Atriox Rises.
Ooh.
Like we said then, I think that'll do us for this one.
Yeah.
Please enjoy. If you haven't checked out the other Christmas book clubs, go check them out. And until next time, evolved.
Evolved.